Yes, I salute all of you candidates. My name is Kelo Samuel Opai. I am going to present for you today supplementary angles. And to begin with, last time we had a video which had a poor voice. So our first lesson will be a repeat of that one. And then the next two will be new lessons. So in this particular one, we shall have this episode in three levels. To start with, we shall begin with supplementary angles. This is one of the types of angles that we are supposed to study. Remember, we finished studying complementary angles, and during that time with the complementary angles, we said their sum is 90 degrees. This time round, for supplementary angles, the sum is 180 degrees. As you can see, we are saying supplementary angles are angles that add up to 180 degrees. So that is the difference between supplementary angles and complementary angles. The only difference they have is in the sum. The sum of supplementary angles doubles the sum of complementary angles. As you can see in our screen, we are also saying they are also referred as straight line angles. The angles that are supplementary, we can also say they are angles on a straight line. Next, you're going to see the illustration of these angles that we call supplementary. The illustrations are, we have two illustrations here. As you see these diagrams here, an illustration is simply a diagram. So these diagrams that you see are for supplementary angles. And from these two diagrams, we shall learn and confirm that it is true when the angles that are formed on a straight line are added. The sum is 180 degrees. That's why we are saying in the first diagram, angle A plus angle B is equals to 180 degrees. And then in the next one, we are saying angle A plus angle B plus 90 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. Angle A plus angle B plus 90 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. So that is our idea of supplementary angles, and that is the concept. Now we move to the next part of our lesson here. We are going to look at our examples, and in these examples we are going to see how we can find supplements of angles. Question number one, in our example we are saying find a supplement of A 45 degrees. Now in this one we have two methods. Since 45 degrees is an actual angle, so there are two methods we can use. Method one is here. We say let the supplement be K. And then you form your equation. K plus 45 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. In the next step, we collect like terms using the additive inverse of positive 45 degrees. Which additive inverse? We know how to use it. Both sides of the equation must be given the additive inverse, or the additive inverse must be introduced on both sides of the equation. And then we are saying always you subtract. When you're subtracting there, subtract 180 degrees minus 45 degrees, but vertically like this, because it is easy to get the answer. Our answer K is equals to 135 degrees here. So you get the 135 degrees by subtracting vertically. So that is the first method on how to find the complement, how to find the supplement of an angle which is actual, like 45 degrees here. Let's look at we concluded, after getting the value of K, we are concluding that the supplement of 45 degrees is 135 degrees, and that is our answer. Now, O, that O is providing us a second method in which we say sum minus given angle. In this method, this statement, sum minus given angle, we are now used to it, and we must be used to it because we use it especially in those angles when we are finding supplements of angles that have unknowns. So we are saying sum minus given angle is another method. Yes. And then we say substituting. Sum of supplementary angles is there, 180 degrees minus 45 degrees. And when you subtract again vertically, for you subtract vertically, although for me I've subtracted horizontally. But for you as a child, to avoid losing even 1 mark, subtract vertically and get the answer to be 135 degrees. Let's look at example 1b. In this example, as you can see from our board here, you can see that we are saying into brackets 2n plus 40 degrees. Now in this one, as you can see, those brackets are very important. They have to be there. And then 2, you can see that there is a letter. That means this is one angle, but it has 2 parts. It has got unknown, and then it has got the number. So it is an expressional angle. So for this one, the method that works is this one we're saying sum minus given angle. That is the only method you use when you're finding supplement of such angles. Any angle which has unknown and you're looking for the supplement of such an angle, the only method we use is sum minus given angle, as you can see from our board. And then the next step, we substitute. So when we substitute, we shall be having that 180 degrees minus into brackets 2n plus 40 degrees. And now, boys and girls out there, as you know, our principle of opening brackets, it borrows the knowledge of integers, multiplying signs of integers. Now, in this step, 2n has a positive. That positive is multiplied by a negative, which is outside our brackets, as you see. And that will give us the sign we shall write in the next step for 2n. And also, if you look at 40 degrees inside there, there is a positive on 40. Now, that positive, as you see it, and this negative outside the bracket, we shall also multiply. And we say a negative times a positive must give us what? A negative. Good. So that's why this step will say 180 degrees minus 2n degrees. The degree must be imposed on the 2n. And the degree must also be imposed on 40. Reason being, this degree was outside the bracket, and therefore it is a shared unit for both the unknown and the number. But the most important thing I want you to see, the second negative in this step that you're seeing, which is attached to 40 degrees. That negative came about by multiplying the negative outside the bracket and that positive which is inside the bracket next to 40 degrees. And that's how the negative comes. Please take note of that. And then in the next step, we are collecting like terms. We have to bring minus 40 degrees to a fellow number, which is 180 degrees. As you can see, they are now together, and then minus 2n degrees. Now, from there, it will give us a result. When we subtract 40 degrees from 180 degrees, we shall be remaining with the 140 degrees minus our 2n degrees. Now, in this step, you realize that both terms, they have a degree. So, we shall have to introduce a bracket and then have a degree outside the bracket. Now, boys and girls, that is the supplement of the angle given in example 1b. When you look at the characteristic of this answer we have and the characteristic of the question form, they look the same. There are brackets in the question form and the degree is outside. Even our answer, similarly, there are brackets and also a degree outside. So, boys and girls, that principle must be followed in order for you to get everything correct. Now, let's look at example 1c. There is some little bit of difference between example B and C. Example C does not have brackets, But also, you can see it has a number which is 50 degrees, and it has k. And in this case, we see a degree is on 50 degrees, is on 50. But k does not have what? A degree, as you can see from there. Now, still, in algebra, anything that has a letter and a number, together we call it an expression. And whenever we are subtracting an expression, you must introduce brackets. You must put brackets. That's why, for such an angle, so we shall say the sum minus the given angle. And when substituting now, that's why I have to be very careful in this case. Since the given expression has no brackets, somebody who is not careful, who is out of concept, may substitute without brackets, and that becomes wrong. So in this case, you introduce the bracket yourself, and that is explained in the next step. We are saying 180 degrees is the sum minus into brackets 50 degrees minus k. And in this case, I want all of us to have that bracket in our working. So that bracket, you are the one yourself to put it, and when you put it, you're very correct. When you don't put it, you're also very wrong. Yes. Now, in this case, we multiply a negative and a positive on 50, it will give us a negative. And then a negative times a negative on k, it will give us a positive. That's why we have, when we open brackets, 180 degrees minus 50 degrees minus k. As you see those steps from the question, k does not have a degree. Substitution step, k does not have a degree. In the next step of opening brackets, k does not have a degree. That is correct, and we are following the aspect. And when you subtract, we are going to get 180 degrees minus 50 degrees gives you 130 degrees plus k. As you see the answer there, if you look at the question, C, and look at the answer, they also have a similarity. So, dear my candidates, they are out. I want you to take that in that form. So, the answer form must be in the form of the question. Boys and girls, allow me to take you to example 2. Example 2 is in word form. It says, if two angles are supplementary, find the other angle when one is m minus 30 degrees. This one, I've just put this question in word form. We say sum minus given angle, and then we substitute. Again here, the bracket must be there. Please, I repeat, the bracket must be there when you are substituting. In that step, when you are substituting. Never forget that. Okay? And then, we are going to open this bracket. But remember, we multiply signs. A negative times a positive will give you a negative. Then, a negative outside the bracket times that negative, which is next to 30 degrees. When we multiply those two negatives, we are going to get a positive. That's why in this step, 30 degrees no longer has a negative as it was in the previous step, but it has a positive. In the next step, we shall collect like terms. And when you collect like terms, you will have 180 degrees plus 30 degrees minus m, which gives us a result as 210 degrees minus m. Again, when you look at that answer, and you look at the question, in the question we have m minus 30 degrees. In the answer we have 210 degrees minus m. They are also having the same characteristic. So that is our concept of finding supplements. Now you are going to take this as your activity, and when you're following this lesson today, you will be doing 3 activities to complete the whole of supplementary angles, so that next time we look at something else. Activity 1 is here. Activity 1 is here. We have, you can read from there. I have given you questions. Question 1, 1A, 1B. Question 1, we are saying, find the supplement of each of the following. A, into brackets, 2y minus 30 degrees. B, we are saying y plus 30 degrees. And then question 2 in our activity, we are saying two angles are supplementary. If one is 150 degrees plus 2n. Now this question, the person who typed this question did not complete it. I want you to complete it, and I'm going to give you the step which completes that question. It should read like this. Listen attentively, hold your pen, because question 2 has some phrase missing. So dear candidates, I'm going to give you the phrase well, and please make sure you're writing as I speak. I know all of you are hearing me. You know me, I am bold enough, and I can speak loudly. You will not tell me that, pardon, sir, because my voice is audible enough. So I'm going to give you the full question number 2 of the activity. Please write it. Are you ready with your pen? If you're not ready, pick it. Pick it, boys and girls, pick your pen. Let's write number 2. It says together, as I read, you write, two angles are supplementary if one is 150 degrees plus 2n. Full stop. Put there full stop. Then say, find the other angle. That is the statement missing. Find the other angle. Thank you very much for correcting that question. You are very good, boys and girls. Our question 3 in our activity says, one of the supplementary angles is, into brackets, 3x minus 30 degrees. Find the other angle. That one is proper. Thank you very much. Our activity question number 4 says, subtract the supplement of 110 degrees from 135 degrees. Question number 5 says, add the supplement of 200 degrees, add the supplement of 120 degrees to 75 degrees. Boys and girls, that is the end of our lesson 1 on how to find supplementary angles, or how to find the supplements of given angles. Please, when you're done with that activity, you move on to the second lesson. You move on to our second lesson. So in your iPads that you're using, I know you're using iPads, and those laptops you're using, when you reach here, question 5 of activity 1, you pause. You first pause as you finishing that activity. When you finish your activity, you replay your video, and you will get there lesson 2 and its activity. Thank you for listening. Dear boys and girls, we are now going to, wait, I take you to the next. This is our next lesson, still on supplementary angles. Remember, supplementary angles has got 3 lessons. And here now, our heading is clearly written there. We are saying forming and solving equations on supplementary angles. That is our next lesson. We are now going to learn how to form equations and to solve them, but on the aspect of supplementary angles, meaning we shall stick to the sum of 180 degrees still here. So you can follow me. Here with me, I have examples. And we are saying example 1. It says, find the value of the unknown. Find the value of the unknown. We have a diagram, and this diagram, as you observe it, the diagram is for supplementary angles. And it has got 3 angles there. As we see, observe carefully the diagram. We have 2 y degrees as one of them. In the middle there, we have 90 degrees. Then the other angle is 40 degrees, meaning this diagram contains 3 angles. And these 3 angles are supplementary, meaning when we are forming our equation, we shall say 2y plus 90 degrees plus 40 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. Remember, 2y is unknown, so the degree on it, you drop it away and maintain degrees on all the numbers, as the principle states. And then, as we have formed the equation, by the way, in PLE, if you form the equation like that, it means you know supplementary angles, and that's method 1 direct. On your academic box, you know, you will have already got that mark. Then, the next thing after forming equation, we have to simplify that equation. The 90 degrees plus 40 degrees, you can see the outcome there. It has given us 130 degrees. That's why we have 2y plus 130 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. The next step is to introduce the additive inverse of positive 130 degrees on both sides of the equation. And that is, as you observe, the step is there. However, I want to apologize for the technical error of disorganized steps, but for you, when you're writing, please make sure you organize in our equal sides in a straight line as usual. You know, Nkokonjeru is Nkokonjeru. But here, you know, technology sometimes is challenging. But anyway, let's first go like that. You organize this step, make sure you take it to the right space. And that is the step of collecting like terms. When we collect our like terms, we shall simplify them. When we simplify, we shall have, you know, positive 130 degrees minus 130 degrees becomes 0 because they are additive inverses. And then we remain with the 2y on the left of the equation. The other side, when you subtract 180 degrees minus 130 degrees, by the way, vertically, you will get 50 degrees. All right? Good. And then we shall now need to divide by the coefficient. And there you are. You can see we have divided in that step by cancellation, as you see. We have 2 divided by 2, 1, 2 divided by 2, 1. The other side, when we divide 50 degrees by 2, you get you get 25 degrees, and then the 2 divided by 2 is also 1. Some of those ones you ignore. There is a one which was not edited. This one is not necessary. Even this one is not necessary. So in your working, you carry out a correct cancellation. And then the outcome is y is equals to 25 degrees. I request in this example here that all of you organize your work. Organize your work. Because it is a little disorganized, you know, computer is challenging. Allow me erase this, and I take you to example 2. Example 2 is here, projected. It says the supplement of m minus 50 degrees is 30 degrees. Now, before even I continue with this question, I want to explain that very well. When we say the supplement of one angle is the other, that means m minus 30 degrees is one of the angles. If it was in a diagram, that's what m minus 50 degrees would be in a diagram. Then 30 degrees would be in the other angle on the angles formed on a straight line. So the two angles are given in the question. The two angles are given in the question. So our two angles in this case, which are supplementary by definition according to this question, one of them is m minus 50 degrees, and the other one is 30 degrees. That's what the question means. So in this one, we have two angles which are supplementary. When answering such a question, we say, since the supplement of m minus 50 degrees is 30 degrees, find the value of m. That means we form the equation by adding the two angles that are given in the statement there. That's why our equation will be m minus 50 degrees, which is the first angle, plus the supplement of that one, which is 30 degrees, is equals to 180 degrees. As you see below it, we have simplified the equation we formed as m minus 20 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. However, when you look at the first step there, minus 50 degrees plus 30 degrees, that's where there is a problem in simplifying such. integers. Now children, for us we are saying, here the signs are different, which is okay. When signs are different, we are supposed to write the sign which is attached, which belongs to a larger number. So 50 degrees and 30 degrees, by common sense, we realize 50 is a bigger number. So for that matter, we shall write a negative, since a negative is on a bigger number. After writing a negative, when the signs are different, as you see there, after writing your sign, which is a negative in this case, subtract a big number minus a small one to give you the outcome or the number you write in front of the sign. And that's why in step 2 you see we have m minus 20 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. So getting minus 20 degrees is where you have to be keen and careful enough. Next step, we are collecting like terms by introducing the additive inverse of negative 20 degrees on both sides of our equation. That's why we are saying m minus 20 degrees plus 20 degrees is equals to 180 degrees plus 20 degrees. Remember, issues of additive inverses. The way you write the additive inverse on the left side of the equation is the very way you write the additive inverse on the right of the equation. So you maintain them like that. And then when you add our 180 degrees the other side with the 20 degrees, you get 200 degrees. This way, negative 20 degrees plus 20 degrees is 0. Therefore, we remain with m on the left of our equation, such that m becomes 200 degrees. And the children, we shall have solved that kind of question. Now, this question can also be put in a diagram. If not, they can put in words the way I have put here. So we must be flexible when answering such questions and within our concept. Automatically, you have been listening and following, asking me questions, you are giving me answers, responding. So now, activity 2 under this. Activity 2, sorry, first wait for the activity. Wait. Let me search for this activity for you. Activity 1 says, find the value of the unknown in each. Find the value of the unknown in each. But we are going to skip. We are going to, after you have written the instructions of this activity, number 1, wait for the diagrams. Don't write anything until you see the diagrams I will give you. That one we finished, don't write that. We finished that. So that is the number 1A diagram is there, number 1B a diagram is there, number 1C. And then number 2 says 2 supplementary angles are 4n minus 40 degrees and n plus 20 degrees. Find the size of each angle. Again, that one, there was something missing. Add the word angle there. Find the size of each angle. Number 3, if 2y minus 40 degrees and 2y minus 20 degrees are supplementary angles, what is the size of the largest angle? Part B, in number 4 says the supplement of 2x minus 10 degrees is 50 degrees. Find the value of x. 5 says the supplement of 2y minus 40 degrees is 80 degrees. Find the value of y. Boys and girls, that is the end of activity 2. Now, we complete. Our next lesson, boys and girls, is going to be projected here. As you can read the heading, it says more on supplementary angles. More on supplementary angles. That's our next lesson. And it will be the last for today. Now, there is a point there. I'm saying here, we need to tabulate the information. In other words, we need to put our information in a table of interpretation. Remember, one of the ways of interpreting some questions is by use of a table. So that's why we are saying here we shall use to tabulate our information. We need to tabulate the information. Drawing tables is a must here. Let's look at our examples. Example 1 is here. It says, what angle is 4/5 of its supplement? What angle is 4/5 of its supplement? You say, let the angle be K. You begin by saying, let the angle be K. After letting the angle be K, we draw a table as you see here. 3 columns, 3 rows. The first 2 parts, shade them off because we are not writing anything there. Just like the way we used to draw these tables in complementary angles. It's the same table. But now here you write, in that part you see angle, you put their angle, supplement, put their supplement. Now since our angle is K, under angle you put K, supplement will be into brackets 180 degrees minus K. Then you say, in that last part of the table, say is the word you write there. In the part of angle, maintain K as K. The other side, introduce the fraction outside the bracket. So that is 4 out of 5 into brackets 180 degrees minus K. Now, in that step of say, once a fraction has been fixed there, the 2 parts, the angle and the supplement, are said to be equal. That's why there is an equal sign there, as you see. And we use that step to form our equation as, our equation will be K is equals to 4 out of 5 into 180 degrees minus K. And then here, LCM will be introduced. LCM will be introduced. And multiply all sides by the LCM, as you can see. So in that second step, as we observe, we have 5 times K out of 1 is equals to 5 times 4 out of 5 into brackets 180 degrees minus K. And in that step, 5 by 5 has been cancelled, 1. 5 by 5 again is 1. So in the next step, we shall multiply 5 times K, which gives you 5K, is equals to, there 1 times 4 is 4, into our brackets 180 degrees minus K. Then we open the brackets by multiplying 180 degrees with 4, and then K with 4 also, which leads you to 5K is equals to 720 degrees minus 4K. Next step, collecting like terms, using the additive inverse of negative 4K, which is plus 4K, positive 4K on both sides. Simplify, get that. 9K is equals to 720 degrees. In the next step, we divide by cancellation. By 9, 1, by 9, 1, by 9, the other side 1. 720 degrees divided by 9 gives you 80 degrees. So K is equals to 80 degrees. The angle is 80 degrees by conclusion. That is the example 1. Example 2. Example 2 is here. We are saying, what angle is 5 times its supplement? Don't mind going up to the answer. Let's go slowly, step by step. We start by saying, let the angle be N. And then the first 2 parts, you shade it off in the table. Write the angle, supplement, and the angle N. Supplement will therefore be into brackets 180 degrees minus N, which is okay there. In step 2 of say, N remains in the space of angle. The other side, we introduce 5 outside the bracket, since the question says 5 times. So that 5 has been introduced. So that is 5 into brackets 180 degrees minus N. Then we use that step. Since that in that step, the 2 parts, angle and supplement, are equal, we use that part to form our equation. And our equation here says N is equals to 5 into brackets 180 degrees minus N. So when we multiply by opening brackets, N is equals to 900 degrees minus 5N. I request for you, when you're working out on the side, create side work and multiply 180 degrees by 5 vertically to get for you the 900 degrees. Additive inverse of minus 5n gives us positive 5n. So next step will be n plus 5n is equals to 900 degrees minus 5n plus 5n, which gives you 6n is equals to 900 degrees. In the next step, we are dividing by 6 on both sides. So n is equals to 150 degrees. And therefore, the angle is 150 degrees. Boys and girls, I hope you're following those steps very, very carefully. I request that you do that and master the idea, because such questions can be asked. I would like to take you to the last activity. Our last activity on this lesson on more about supplementary angles. This activity contains 7 questions. Number 1, what angle is a quarter of its supplement? Number 2, what angle is a fifth of its supplement? Number 3a, what angle is 2/7 of its supplement? 3b, find its supplement. Question 4a, it says, what angle is 2/3 of its supplement? And b of 4, find its supplement. Question 5, what angle is 4 times its supplement? Is our question number 5. Question number 6, what angle is twice its supplement? I hope you know the meaning of the word twice. And that one simply means 2 times. The last one, the supplement of 2x minus 10 degrees is 50 degrees. Find the value of x. So, boys and girls, thank you very much for listening to this episode of Supplementary Angles. We meet again next time. God bless you.